Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about self-love. And one of the ways that I show myself love or taking care of myself, self-care, is actually doing my nails. So I'm going to show you guys my manicure routine while I talk about my self-love journey and all the things that I have done to improve my life, how much my life has changed since I started really deeply loving myself. So here's the deal. I kind of went through some shit. I don't know if you guys know about this. If you're new here to my channel, hi, I'm usually a very positive person, but I went through a really bad rough patch in my life. I was just kind of like hopeless, depressed, anxiety ridden. I was deeply unhappy with my job. I was fighting with my boyfriend. I was being distant with family and friends. I was just in a really bad place. And it was kind of like a sad and lonely time. And I remember just, wondering, man, like, I wish that there was someone out there that could relate to me or understand what I'm going through. And to be honest, like, we're all human. We're all the same. Like, we all have issues. We all go through bad times, good times. Things aren't always how they appear on social media. And a major turning point for me was when I actually started going to therapy, when I was like really just not getting any better. And nothing seemed to help. I went into therapy and I just started talking about all kinds of things that have happened in my life. And then I realized, I'm like, wow, the things that have happened to me, the traumas, all kinds of stuff, they don't define who I am, and they don't define how I love myself, and they don't define, how my life is going to turn out and the journey that I'm on. And so it was at that turning point in my life when I realized that, at the end of the day, the only person that is going to fulfill you and really just love you is yourself. Like, at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you take care of you and that you love yourself and that you got yourself. Because, if you're in a relationship and you get your love, you get your self-esteem and your self-fulfillment from somebody else. I mean, that's great and everything, but what happens if they die? What happens if they leave you? What happens if, they cheat on you and you're devastated? That self-love that you are receiving from them is no longer a valuable source to you anymore. And, that's just one example. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like so extreme or anything like that, but that's just an example of like the reason why at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you put yourself first and take care of yourself before you take care of other people. Because when you truly love yourself, you just beam like with this glow, with this vibrancy, with this energy of just pure love and enjoyment. And when you project that love from inside of yourself to the outside of yourself, it's almost kind of like your whole world transforms. Like, flowers start looking more bright and beautiful. Your boyfriend starts treating you with love and respect because he sees that you respect and love yourself. The birds start chirping, your family starts seeing you and they see your glow and they ask you like, how are you? I want to spend more time with you. Like, it just makes everything in your life 10 times better, all by just showing yourself the love and respect that you deserve and know that you're worthy. It just changes everything. Your whole world will literally change. By the way, sorry, side note, I have 2 different thumbs, okay? I just want to point that out before I get some comment down below. I have 2 very unique and different looking thumbs, and it is a challenge for me to get them to be the same length. So I literally have to like go back and forth and make sure they're the same. Does anyone else out there have a stubby thumb like me? I mean, like, I was born this way. My thumb is just stubby. It's short, it's fat, it doesn't look like the other thumb. I know that my aunt has a similar thumb to me, so it might be like genetic or hereditary or something. So that's like, I guess, something that runs in my family. My aunt is the only one that has it that I know of. But do you guys have a stubby thumb or a stubby finger or something stubby on your body that no one else has? Like, let me know. We can talk about this together in the comments down below. I want to give you guys 6 things that I have done throughout my journey of self-love that have definitely changed my life and really just kind of put things into perspective for me. And the very first thing that I want to talk about is self-acceptance. It is so important to just really sit down and just close your eyes and just think about who you are. Like, all of the bad qualities that you have, all of the amazing qualities that you have, you have to really just acknowledge all the good and all the bad and just sit in it. And really just allow that to sink in and allow those things to be acknowledged. The thing is, being self-aware is the very first step to loving yourself. Because if you're not self-aware and you don't know that you're a jerk to, the person that takes your groceries and puts them in your cart, like, you should know. Like, that's the kind of thing that I feel like kind of we struggle in nowadays in this, world of social media. I feel like people aren't really self-aware. You don't know that you're being a jerk, or you don't know that you're putting someone down, or you don't know that, you have these ugly traits inside of yourself that probably should be addressed and, you should probably work on. And acknowledging those things is hard. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy. It is very, very, very difficult to literally face your worst fears, and that is that you maybe not have some, nice things that have happened in your life that, have really affected you and impacted you and made you kind of the person that you are today. It's not easy to admit those things. It's really, really hard. In therapy, I had to sit down and acknowledge all the parts of myself that weren't so nice. And once you do that, it really does just kind of take a burden off of you. It's almost kind of like you feel a little bit free, because once you kind of acknowledge those things and get them off of your chest, it's almost kind of like, okay, I've acknowledged it, and now I can start building from there of what I would like those traits to turn into, the way that I view myself, and that will change the way that people view me. Acknowledging, the traumas that happened in your life. I mean, that is like the literal hardest thing for you to do, is to sit down and acknowledge all of the things that have hurt you and caused you pain in your life. And it's hard to do that, but once you do, you just kind of set yourself free. You just let go. Like, when I did that, I started realizing that, wow, I was holding this in for so long and it did me no good. Like, holding on to the trauma, the hurt, the pain, it bottles up inside of you and just is like stewing inside of you. And, for instance, let me give you an example. I used to fight a lot with my boyfriend and really go off on him when I was getting triggered by, feelings of taking advantage of, feelings of, feeling like he wasn't paying attention to me, like he wasn't giving me the credit that I was due, that kind of stuff. And when I realized that because of the things that have happened to me in my childhood, the traumas that I've experienced, being taken advantage of is a trigger for me. It's always going to be a trigger for me. I am always going to feel like I give and get nothing in return because of, the traumas that have happened to me. And when I realized what my triggers were, acknowledging the triggers, acknowledging what happened to me, it literally just, like, my eyes just got huge. And I realized, oh my God, I'm not mad at my boyfriend because he takes advantage of me. I love him. Like, I know that he's not taking advantage of me, but it's the feeling that I feel inside that projects that onto him in the situation. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm hoping you guys understand that, you have to acknowledge your triggers and what sets you off and the reason why it sets you off. And once you pinpoint why, that's when you can begin to change your reaction and not react to those triggers. So anyways, on to step number 2. Being self-aware is very important, but once you accept those things about you, accept your triggers, accept your traumas, accept all the things that have happened in your life, letting go and forgiving is the second hardest step to do. For me, it was pretty easy because I just was ready to let that go. Like, I was ready to move on. I was ready to purge and just let it go because I knew that holding on to it was not serving me anymore. So for me, it was a little bit easier to just let it go and forgive and move on because I was already going on into this next chapter of my life. Now, for others, it might not be so easy for you to just let go and forgive. It's hard. I acknowledge that it's hard for some people to do that. But it's a step-by-step process. Every day you just have to learn, like, I no longer have control over the situation. I forgive and I let go. This no longer serves me. I'm choosing to let this go. Letting go and forgiveness is, like I said, not easy, but once you practice that every single day, I'm sure it'll probably get easier for you and you can just really just begin to live your best life. Now, practicing compassion was a huge one for me as well. This is step number 3. Being compassionate to yourself is so important, okay? You have to be compassionate to yourself. You have to just have that love, that deep self-compassion and just be like, it's okay. Like, I got you. I'm going to give you a hug. Like, let's just say your friend, screwed up and got into a car accident and wrecked the car and they're feeling just so down and so disappointed and, how could I get in a car accident? How could I let this happen? You wouldn't tell that friend, oh, you're so stupid. Why would you do that? Like, I can't believe that you got into a car accident and ruined your car. Like, you would never say that to a friend, okay? That is just not something that you would say to someone because you love them and you see that they're in pain. You wouldn't say that to them. So why would you say that to yourself? Practicing compassion is really just the cherry on top. Giving yourself that ease and embracing those moments of weakness is what's going to allow you to grow and just be that amazing person that is inside of you. Is just practicing that self-compassion and knowing that it's okay to have moments of weakness. When you practice compassion on yourself and then you begin to practice compassion on others in their moments of weakness, it really just is a beautiful human experience and connection. And I believe that that is where true, connection, beautiful love, energy comes from. It's just those moments of weakness and showing compassion to yourself and to others. All right, so the next step is self-talk. Now, I just kind of went over that with you in self-compassion, so I'm kind of going to glaze over it. You need to talk to yourself like you would talk to your friend. Like I gave the example about the car accident. You need to talk to yourself like your best friend. Give yourself that encouragement. Do not self-criticize. Do not, tell yourself, oh, I'm stupid or I'm this or I'm that. It's just not going to get you anywhere. And I just feel like beating yourself up is just so much more energy than just telling yourself, hey, you're awesome. You're great. You're this, you're that. It's just easier to just be nice to yourself. And honestly, when I started practicing, the self-compassion and the positive self-talk, that is when I truly, truly began to see changes in my life. Your thoughts don't define you. Your thoughts just are thoughts and they're allowed to just be there. You don't have to acknowledge your negative thoughts. You don't have to acknowledge the things that, repeatedly play in your mind. Just like in step 2, let it go. So affirmations were a huge thing for me. Learn with my self-talk. I would repeat affirmations every single day. I love this guy, Bob Baker, on YouTube. He's amazing. Great affirmation videos, and I will link those down below. The affirmations changed my life, hands down. And the 5th step is boundaries. Now, this is something that I'm still currently working on and continuously practice in my life. I struggle with boundaries. In my personal life, I'm pretty good with, saying no to people and turning down things that I don't really feel interested in, or saying no to, favors that I feel like are kind of taking advantage of me. That's not a problem. My problem comes with the workplace. Now, I would feel like I would give and do my best, and people would criticize me or, have just negative things to say about my work, about my, work habits, work ethic, etc. And at the end of the day, I just had to have that boundary and just tell my friend, hey, I cannot hear any gossip today. I cannot hear what other people are saying about me today. I just can't. It's just something that I have to put a stop to. And, respecting those boundaries, it's okay. Like, it is okay to tell someone no. It's okay to tell someone, I am not comfortable with you doing this. It makes me feel this type of way. Boundaries are very essential to your self-love journey, and having respect for yourself, is having those boundaries be respected by others. And it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not go to an event you don't want to go to. It's okay to not pick up that phone call. It is all okay to do. And the last thing I have to say is do things that make you happy. Just do things that you love. Do things that you truly just give you that high vibrational, love feeling. For me, things that give me the high vibration, happy feelings are painting, watching movies, doing YouTube, doing my nails like this video. Also things like, going out to eat dinner with my boyfriend, having a really nice conversation with him, doing yoga, going out into nature, meditating. Those feel-good activities really do make me happy and fuel that self-love that I have for myself. It's really just kind of like those feel-good activities that just make you feel that high vibrational love for yourself. All right, well, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions about the products that I'm using in this video, I will link them all down below. I really hope that this video helped you. I really hope that you liked it. And I love you guys. And I love that I'm able to, put all of this good energy and advice out there. I hope that I helped someone today. And if you like seeing more videos like this, let me know. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.